How's it going? Why we live? Okay. How's it going, YouTube? My name is Aaron. This is Mark, and we are the Council of the Six Paths.
Yes, sir.
Today, we have a good head-to-head matchup for you. We are going to talk about once again the fourth Hokage versus Pain.
Yes, sir.
Let's get to it. Got the quarter.
I call heads.
Anybody ever, my guy, he always calling his, right?
Bang!
No!
Ah!
Yeah! Yeah. For the viewers, they help. Can I get that? Yeah, same view right there. We got the
Who's
tail
going first?
I'm gonna get mine going today.
Let's go.
I won't run this off.
Let me get my notepad.
Tired.
Hold on. Let me get my notepad.
I'm tired, YouTube. I bought my notes today. I bought
Let's
my
go.
notes. Okay.
Do this.
Look. For one, we had a video not too long ago, saying discussion, a thought process on whether or not fourth Hokage fans are delusional. And I say yes, they are. Why? Because there's no way that this character should be placed above every dojutsu in the show. The most powerful dojutsus and power sets in the show. Period. He doesn't have any of these. Okay, yes. He can do the flying Raijin. Okay, he can do the jutsus of the Uzumakis, but he has none of these power sets. I'm tired of that mess. Okay, so I'm gonna go and run it down. At the time Pain attacked the Leaf Village, Guys, Sensei's team, and Naruto were absent from the village. Okay, everybody else was home, man. Huh? Pain ran in there, smacked every last one of them down. All of them. Every last one of them. The whole entire Leaf Village. Okay? Now, after he gets done going off in here smacking all these people up, doing what he's doing, okay, he floats up in the air and then obliterates the whole entire thing. All of it. Let's talk about this. He was already tired. He had already expended massive amounts of chakra. Conan was telling this dude, don't do this. Why you gotta go through this? He's talking about this is my justice. Let me run mine, girl. Okay. Wipes them all out. This man's tired. But he's still cracking them bones, right? And then he faces off against Sage Mode Naruto, Gamma Bunta. Let me get that on again. Gamma Bunta, my guy. The other frog with the you dig, the Aquaman shit.
Disgraceful.
Him. Huh? And then the other one, the little light blue guy. Talk to me. Okay? This is a man who's tired, wore out. This guy done smashing the whole village and then smashing the whole village literally. What? And you still got juice to do this against a Naruto, okay, who not only has Sage Mode, but has two other Narutos collecting Sage energy back at the crib, plus Maul and Paul Frog. And this man over here is tired, right? Plus, he now tries to run in on him. Plus, the six-tailed Naruto. Talk to me about it. Huh? He's taking on all his tired, so his chakra is ignorant. Now, we haven't even started talking about this man's power set. He's close range. He's long range. He's mid range. Some people say he has a six-way shared vision of the entire battlefield. What one sees, they all see. Okay? Come on now. You're talking about defense. But it gets even worse than that. Why? Because for every summons, I believe it's the Predator, whatever it is, that it lets out, guess what? It shares a field of vision with them too. Oh my goodness. Now, we talking about somebody who can fly. Not only can he fly, but his summons can fly too. Okay, now, the bird.
Oh, they can jump on the bird. Yeah, you're right.
And pain can fly.
No, you're right. I'm just saying.
Diva path.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
Tendo.
All right. So now, one of his summons, which is the dog, right? Anytime you hurt it, you can't kill it. It just multiplies. As it multiplies, the vision of the battlefield grows. Now, Pain is a tactician. Whenever he goes in, he sets the paths of Pain up in a formation that gives him a tactical advantage. Now, if you've also got an aerial view of the battle, we talk about nullifying a few things, okay? Because Minato's out here by himself is what I'm assuming in this fight, okay? He has no information on Pain because nobody had information on Pain because he kept all the information about his rinnegan and his jutsu sets very, very private, okay? For a matter of fact, he crushed Jiraiya's throat to make sure this information did not get back to the leaf. We all know this. He's not going there with Katsuya hooked on him like Naruto had, giving him all the information on Pain's abilities, okay? Let's talk about that. Naruto also had that during the Pain fight. Take that away from Minato, okay? So, this is getting insane. You talk about the multiplying dog, you talk about the bird, you talk about the rhino, you talk about the panda shield, you talk about the king of hell, okay? We just touching the iceberg on this man's power set, ladies and gentlemen, okay? None of these guys feel any pain. What? They don't feel any pain because they're already corpses in the first place. You ain't even hitting a real dog. You fight against 6 puppets. What? That feel no pain, which means they can just push. They can take whatever you got coming at them for real. Now, we know that some of the pains are a little flimsy. You can be taken out, but we'll get to all that. One can absorb chakra-based jutsus. One controls gravity. One has reincarnation. One can shoot missiles, lasers, form the body into. Oh yeah, and don't mind you. This guy right here punched Jiraiya. He punched him and knocked his arm off. Go figure. He hits that hard. That sounds like White Goodman from Dodgeball. Anyway, Uzumaki and beyond levels of chakra, being an Uzumaki, descendant of Ashura. He has 6 paths abilities. Not gonna quite say he has Sage of the 6 paths chakra, but he's very close having Uzumaki chakra and plus the rinnegan at the same time. So I'll label that as 6 paths abilities. Nobody else in the show has this. Let's see. He can take your soul. He can deflect tail beast blast at least up to level 6. We saw Diva Path do this when Naruto tried to shoot him across that lake and he sit there and put that little thing up into him and reflected him. Okay. Now, scenario. Minato's by himself. He has to throw these kunai out. You got 6 people watching this dude throw these kunai. What worked on Obito would not work against Pain. You can't throw your kunai at Pain. I mean, so getting close to him to put a mark on him, what are you gonna do? He's not gonna do. He's gonna Shinra Tensei you anywhere you go. If you throw your kunais out, he can Shinra Tensei those. If you throw your kunais out and they're sitting there watching you, somebody can either go get them. They can have all these summons keeping you busy. They can do multiple different things to get rid of these kunais and keep you from being able to use them. If you come in for an attack, you're watched at all times. Is what, you know, if one comes in and hell, say the Diva Path decides to fight you from an aerial perspective. Say that you get locked up with the rest of them and you don't notice that this dude's done floated up in the air somewhere. Why? Because he decides the best thing to do with you is a kamikaze run. I'll get you working. We'll do the summons. Bam, we'll get you working. Everybody else is hitting you with missiles and everything else. You know, saying we got little buddy over here waiting because if one of them gets handled while you doing that, he's gonna be able to reincarnate himself. We got him a little bit close to the back. Now, while you even worried about at the beginning of the battle, all this mess that's being thrown at you, you trying to figure out what's going on. Diva Path up in the sky. Why is he up there? Because he's gonna blow up everything in the general area, including you, with everybody else. And if he does that, guess what? It don't matter. Because none of them are real people anyway. None of them are bodies anyway. They can just make more. If they don't just make more, the other guy, hell, he can bring them right back. Huh? So, all those scenarios that man, at the time, Minato doesn't have a Kurama. He doesn't have any tail beast to fall back on, even though Naruto, I don't believe that he used. No, he did. Yeah. As you saw, Pain's got those daggone chakra rods. If he gets those chakra rods off of Minato, ain't nothing that he's gonna be able to do about that either. Hell, he doesn't have the power to blast up out of those like Naruto had from Kurama. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let that be it. I'm gonna start it there. Give my man a shot to go ahead and rebut, and I'll see y'all in a little bit. I'll let me Mark.
That was 10 minutes of some bull crap.
No, that was pain. I can't help it.
My
The list is long. The list is
All right,
long.
check this
The
out.
list is long. We have details on pain. He
Check
gonna
this
say
out.
one thing about the fourth. Go ahead.
Check
He
this
can
out.
claim anything.
So check this out. I like your points, but I feel like you downplayed the overall process that happens in Naruto. It's all strategic. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about, oh, he can do this. He's going to do this simple thing, and it's going to do this. Like, you already know, the stuff that they do is like chess. They do something that means they're going to do something else. So that's why I don't appreciate what you were doing there, because it seemed like you were intentionally downplaying the fourth, which is kind of counterproductive, because I'm gonna do my research. So downplaying my dude is like giving me ammo to come back and respond to something.
YouTube community, I would like to say I apologize. I did not mean to downplay the fourth Hokage. Literally, the only thing I was really trying to do was recreate the Leaf Village incident in the way that it happened.
Okay.
That's what I did.
No, anyway. So, you were saying there's no way he could be above all those dojutsu, Sharingan. Because he's talking about us being delusional. We all think he can be Sharingan users. We think he can be
Jinchuriki, rinnegan.
Jinchuriki.
He's beating everybody.
So, this is the thing. It's not really about beating the power. Because my belief is that Nagato is stronger than Pain. That's my thought process. His is not. He believes that Pain has multiple ways to see you, so it's harder to hit him, which is a solid point. I'm not saying it's a bad point. I'm just saying we just disagree in that point. So saying he's better than the dojutsus, I don't think that, because I think that if the fourth was to fight Nagato, I think that would be way harder than fighting Pain. And the reason why is because they're broken down. You know what I'm saying? For example, like if you were to get 6 glasses of Kool-Aid, right? Well, 6 glasses of water, and you put the Kool-Aid in each of those glasses of water, that Kool-Aid water is not going to be the same as 1 glass of Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I brought that up. Anyway, so I don't think it's about him being better than the dojutsu. It's all about the person he's fighting against at the end of the day. He also mentioned that everybody in the village got pooped on. You know? But the thing is, they didn't have much knowledge on the rinnegan. That's one. Number two, Kakashi Sensei could have potentially taken out Tendo Pain. The reason why is because he was strategizing the whole way. Even though it's just one of them, he was strategizing the whole way, and he had good logic behind what he was doing. So just saying that, oh, they all got pooped on, well, he was about to kill. He had help from Chojin and his dad, but he was about to kill Tendo Pain if it wasn't for the other guy stepping in and taking the force. And that's another point about their connected eyes and stuff like that. But I'm just bringing out the point that Kakashi's a bad boy, you know, and he almost took out Tendo Pain, which is the strongest one. So I want to say that saying everyone got pooped on, yeah, but it's a little bit different in this situation because the fourth Hokage figures stuff out really quickly, and he's able to make things happen. Kakashi saw Toby, and he was like, what is this jutsu? You know what I'm saying? They both over trying to hit this whack-a-mole dude. So just saying that, you know, oh, everybody didn't get pooped on. But the fourth figures stuff out well. He's quick at it. You know what I'm saying? He's a strategist. He also mentioned that during the pain with Naruto, he was tired. He was fatigued because he had just got finished doing the almighty push on the whole village. So it makes sense. So it may be why Naruto even got as far as he did. Which, I mean, that could be possible. But there's also some other things to it. Like the way he beat Tenno Pain at the end was Naruto-like fashion. His strategy, his creativity, the surprise method that he uses. So, you know, even if he was full power and they had the whole pain, Naruto, his strategy is solid, you know what I'm saying, in that way. It's just some things just messed up his thought process because it was just craziness happening on the battlefield. He got caught, the frog got caught, which meant he went for the frog and he got pulled, and that's, you know, how he got captured. So yes, he was tired, but change the scenario around a little bit, and it's possible that Naruto could have potentially still came out. You know, again, that's a whole different battle. It might be a good debate, but it's just, and I don't want to delve into that. I really don't. I'm just giving out random little small points, small tidbits. He says close range, long range, mid range. That's amazing. You're right. Shared vision. Tenno Pain can fly. You know, you can't kill the summons. I'm just going over his points. No information on Pain. They have so many abilities. They won't let him throw his kunai, or use his kunai effectively, and none of them are real, so they don't feel any pain. So I want to go straight at strategy. All right. So just because they have shared vision doesn't mean there's no way to break up that vision. So just saying that they have shared vision, there's things you can do to get rid of that vision. Number one is smoke bombs. Something as simple. You don't have to be the fourth Hokage or the flying rod or yellow flash. You don't need to be any of that to use a smoke bomb. It's a possibility. A smoke bomb. Oh, Tenno Pain will just almighty push it away. Well, guess what? He'll throw another one. And guess what? It's all about his strategy. So you throw a smoke bomb, they clear it out. You throw another one to see how fast they can clear it out the second time. Oh, there's a delay. So one, I can figure out that delay. I can figure out who's doing that jutsu, and I can figure out how to attack during that delay. This is stuff that you can figure out, strategy. Then he said they have a formation. That is the first thing the fourth Hokage is going to notice. He's going to notice their formation. Because guess what? They teach formations in the village. So when he sees their formation, he's going to say, what's the deal about the guy in the middle and the guy in the back? Those are the two people he's going to be focusing on because he knows they are being protected for some reason. So guess what? He throws kunais at all of them, right? Tenno Pain. He's like, get that out of here. Almighty push. Okay. Smoke bombs. Throw the kunai. Almighty push. Smoke bombs. Throw the kunai. Where's the almighty push? Almighty push. There was a delay there. Why? He's going to be figuring this stuff out. But his goal, and something that Tenno Pain is probably not going to be prepared for, is he's going to get that guy in the back first. There's a reason why. Strategy. He's going to go to the guy in the back. He's going to go for the kill on the guy in the back. And he's going to get hit by a Shinra Tensei. Even though that guy didn't see him. That's going to be all he needs to see. He helped him without even seeing him. There's a reason behind that. This is all part of it. He's gonna be able to strategize. And that's why my point is that it's not about just the actual dojutsu itself. It's about the situation he's in. So he's gonna have the ability to teleport and get away from certain situations because that's what he's able to do. Let's say, for example, Shinra Tensei, he gets hit. He's not gonna go flying into a wall or anything. He's gonna feel that pressure. He's gonna disappear out of there. He's gonna have a kunai right there where he stands to make sure multiple kunai around him. Even if he doesn't throw it to them, he's gonna have them around him to make sure he can get out of the situation. He's a strategist. He's gonna make sure that he doesn't have a situation that's gonna have him boxed in. So, just talking about, they're delusional. He's gonna do this. He's just strategic. He has great abilities, and he has the same thing that every other ninja have: kunais and smoke bombs. And guess what? Oh, he's gonna have summons. Oh man, I forgot. The fourth can't summon any toads like Gamabunta. He can summon the same type of toads because guess what? once he attacks one of the summons and they multiply or they grow a head, he's gonna realize I can't kill them. Like the stuff that you talk, he's gonna figure stuff out quickly. He's not fighting against Obito, who has reminded him constantly that he's the reason that Obito came out this way and that he's a failure. He doesn't have that same type of emotional trauma coming at him. He's not telling him you're the reason why Kushina's dead, why your son came up fatherless, why your son has the 9 tails inside of him. He's not reminding, it's not the same thing as Pain versus Obito. So he's gonna be able to strategize with a much clearer head compared to whenever he was fighting Obito the second time. Whenever he didn't figure out, using Sage Jutsu, or notice that when the frog shot him and it made his body change a little bit, he's not gonna have the same moments where he's not really there. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot more to process. You are dead. You wake up and find out it's been 13 years later. I think I'm spitting. 13 years later, and this whole situation is your fault. You get what I'm saying? It's a whole different situation when it comes to his mind, because we know what he does under pressure because we saw the first fight. We saw he not only did he take Obito and figure him out, but he also removed the contracts that he had on the 9 tails. So I just think that talking about someone like the 4th Hokage, you got to keep in mind. I don't know why I'm looking at this camera. I should be looking at you. I don't know. So whenever you think about the 4th Hokage, you should be keeping in mind that it's all about his strategy too. His strategy is what his mental, his reaction speed, his abilities are what's going to be able to counter the pain. So if I make sure I go through the stuff that I was talking about.
I'm gonna read that.
So saying that he's not going to be able to use kunai and stuff like that, I think that is just a lack of preparation in my opinion, because I feel like he's going to be able to strategize his kunai where he needs to put his kunai. I don't want to go too far into this because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that this is, not too long of a battle, because at the end of the day, I can give my breakdown. You know that, you guys know, I know, like, I don't know how to talk. You guys know I like to do breakdowns, but because he went first, I didn't want to take up the time with the breakdown. If you guys are interested in that, let me know, and I'll put a breakdown as far as how I see the fight going. Go ahead.
I like his plugs. You know what I'm saying? And I'll do the same. You know what I'm saying? Now, check this out. You notice how he had a lot of one-at-a-time scenarios. Let's start with the smoke bomb scenario. If you're outside, a smoke bomb is debunked, because a smoke bomb is only going to affect the area of around you, and there's a good chance that the wind's blowing. And if you're not in an enclosed area where you're trying to escape somewhere, a smoke bomb isn't going to fill up the whole entire battlefield. So it's almost like, say, if it was the 4th Hokage in Naruto's position fighting against Pain, a smoke bomb was not going to get it. 1. 2, he's not going to be sitting here throwing smoke bombs trying to figure out what Tendo, Pain, or whoever's doing, because you got to ask yourself, during this time, what are the other 5 Pains doing? They're not just going to sit here and let him keep doing that. What are the summons doing? They're attacking his. If he does summon Gamabuta, which is the only frog that I've seen him summon, but we can give him a couple more, that still doesn't stave off the fact that Pain's throwing out 4 more summons, in which we know they clap them down automatically. Now, let's not forget about one thing. Invisibility. Pain has the power of invisibility. The Pain that can reincarnate can stay inside of the daggone chameleon, which the chameleon attacks as well while it's invisible. Okay. Multiple different things. If he does have a kunai somewhere on the battlefield that's going to give him a vantage point to attack somebody, he might want to throw that bad boy off the battlefield so he can escape, so it doesn't get blown away or something. Or so they don't have one of the animals go obliterate or just run through the air. They'll figure out the kunai thing, I think, relatively quick. I give the 4th Hokage credit. For me, he's the type of ninja that is a hero because he has clutch moments. You know, the biggest thing on this for me was whenever you go into the ninja war. You've seen him with Kurama, you've seen him with Sage Mode, you've seen him with all these things. But if he was truly that guy, you could almost say you should have had damn near 2 Narutos out there with Sasuke, the first Hokage, and everybody else. While everybody else put in so much work, Minato had moments that were awesome. Showing up to deflect the tail beast bomb. Warping up there to split Obito right quick. Jumping in front of the truth-seeking orbs to take one for the team. That right there was the stake in this man's battle. Naruto asking him to join hands with him so Naruto can connect the chakra for everybody so he can warp them out of there. The fourth Hokage standing there while Obito's talking that yak. Naruto figure out what's going on. He merges his Rasengan with Senjutsu and hits Obito in his back. You know, so even in that moment, we didn't. If he is this awesome, there should have been so much more damage that he could have, or so much more assistance that he could have applied during that moment. He's Edo Tensei at that. Still didn't do. So, I have a hard time saying that for all this stuff, all these grand things, all these multiplications of people, animals, jutsus, period, just sheer ability. Let's not talk about the fact of, oh, okay, Uzumaki chakra, the amount of chakra this man has. What? After all this, he created a moon, a mini moon, and daggone near sealed the non-tailed fox inside of it. And still has him fighting him. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in. But going back to the original point, once again, no matter what, the fourth Hokage, and this is sarcastic, will always win. I'm out.
I like what he said at the end there, because he was right. Anyways,
there's the delusion.
see what I was saying?
There it is.
I wanted to get to say something.
No,
So check this out, though. He made some good points. He said something at the end about some stuff about the war, and I had mentioned why. I debunked that before he even started talking about it. I already knew what he was gonna say. Come on. So
I didn't hear that.
Come on.
I didn't hear him say the fourth Hokage didn't do nothing
So
in the
anyways,
Ninja War except for be a punching.
But I was gonna say this though.
I didn't hear him say that.
I'm gonna say that I am also disappointed in how he was portrayed in the war, just because of my own, expectations of him, stuff like that. But there was some other stuff going on also. Number one, plot. It's Naruto's show. Naruto is the one who's supposed to be putting in the work. Tobirama, he didn't get as much screen time as the fourth guy, so they had to give Tobi. Listen to what I'm saying. So they had to give him some screen time and show his abilities. The fourth Hokage, he didn't get much screen time before, so he had to show his abilities. So it was like a lot of people who didn't get much screen time got to show their abilities. And the fourth, the stuff that he was doing was still epic.
It was fourth Hokage stuff.
You were still talking about how, he, touched his fist and, whatever. But he had to use all of that. He used his power to teleport everyone.
No, he didn't.
Yes.
He used Karamas.
Right, but I'm saying that it exhausted him, and he still had the Nine-Tails cloak going on. So he was able.
He used a fine right to do it.
It was something that it was on epic, proportion. Right. So the stuff that he was doing was still ridiculous. Teleporting, 1,000 people? You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. You had his and Naruto's chakra.
Why I'm doing that?
Because you had his
and
Naruto's chakra.
He still had his chakra has to touch that chakra in order to teleport him. So he's still teleporting those guys. He's doing the teleporting. So he teleported those guys. So there was still an epic thing that still needs to be made aware of. For example, I want you to point this out too. His kunai can be anywhere. He can teleport to it, right? Mm-hmm. You know what that also means?
He can retreat.
He can teleport people to those kunai. So guess what? With the pains, he can literally teleport someone so far away that Nagato doesn't even have any chakra that goes to him. Which I understand the summon can probably summon him back.
Yeah.
Unless all of the summons, as well as the summon path, gets teleported. Then guess what? There's no way to bring him back. So there's things that can be done.
You said he's gonna teleport all 6 paths of pain.
No, I said what?
Where are you going with
What
this?
did you just
Where are
say?
you going with this teleportation?
I'm saying you can separate them. You said, oh, you're talking about the one-on-one scenario. Well, guess what? When he fought Naruto, a lot of it was one-on-one. So you're talking about that like it was such a big, oh my gosh, they are never gonna go one-on-one, even if it's 2-on-2.
All the summons were out. Naruto fought one pack. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So either way it goes, I'm saying that he is able to separate them if he needs to. Especially if he separates the right ones. He separates the summon path. Guess what? That's going to be a big blow to their whole strategy. Because once they're gone, once the summon is gone, there's no way to bring that summon back. So once you get rid of another one or teleport another one or whatever the case may be, you can't just easily bring him back. And if Nagato doesn't have direct contact with him as far as his chakra, because he has to be somewhat close to do that. So if he's not close enough to get that chakra to that pain, that body probably collapses. So it's just some things that can be done as far as the one-off. You said something about, oh, the smoke bomb doesn't work unless you're in a closed area. If you're outside, the wind might be blowing. Right, but it's all about what it does in that time. The 4th Hokage has reaction speed that is second to none. Maybe that's Sage of 6 Paths, Jinchuriki type of deal, yeah. But he's second to none in reaction speed. So with that in mind, guess what? A lot of stuff that you're talking about, he's going to be able to respond to quickly. So that's a big thing. Not even mention. He's fighting A and B. I want you to notice something. He was fighting against A, right? A pushed him like it was nothing. Rushed him. Calm. Teleports away. Comes back and is about to kill him. The eight tails, Jinchuriki, put a tentacle in front of him. You know what that means? That means he saw that there was an 8 tails Jinchuriki. There was a potential for the full 8 tails to come onto that battlefield. And guess what? He didn't say, oh, it's time for me to leave. I might lose to these 2 guys. No. He was like, interesting. I got 2 people I gotta take care of, not just one. It was so epic the way he reacted that lets you know that he's not afraid of any battle and he's able to think logically.
I'm glad you got trumped up.
And he's able to think logically about, the situation, the scenarios. So talking about, oh, they're not just gonna stand there, one-off situations. The smoke bomb, all it needs to do is show him he just needs to be able to find out what their abilities can do and what they can prevent. So if he's able to throw smoke bombs in there and he blows away with Shinra Tensei, he knows, oh, he has that ability. He throws his kunais and they Shinra Tensei that, oh, he knows their abilities. Even if they don't do, in that order, I'm just saying, like, he's able to figure stuff out. Let me look at you. He's able to figure stuff out under pressure quickly, and he's able to react to stuff really fast. You mentioned they have invisibility. I mean, the only reason that really mattered, like for example, when it happened against Jiraiya, they were inside of a place that had a whole lot of twists and turns and stuff like that. So you're right, but if he already knows he's on the battlefield, guess what? Oh, that one went invisible. I need to keep an eye about that. Like I ain't
gonna keep an eye about it. Where'd he go?
Right, but you still have self-awareness. And number 2, guess what? He has Sage mode. He could literally sense them if he needed to. So, yeah, cool, whatever. All that good jazz. He still has abilities that I haven't even mentioned because he doesn't even need to use that unless it comes to that. And I'm not saying he's going to use Frog Kumite or anything like that. But we know he can use it and he can use the Rasengan. So, things like that. And then you mentioned he had moments, but those moments still spell out stuff. For example, when he jumped in front of those orbs that was about to hit Guy Sensei was going so fast that he was able to fly with his kicks. And he got in front of him before Guy got to it. And you saw how fast those orbs was going because Naruto kicked one that was coming towards Guy Sensei at the end. So you know how fast they go. He jumps in front of multiple and then teleports. Gets there and teleports before Guy Sensei even gets to that point. So he's ridiculously fast. You was mentioning that they're gonna figure out the kunai situation. That's cool. You can say that, but he's always gonna be able to strategize. For example, Kakashi, he goes underground against every person he fights, almost, and nobody ever realizes it until it's too late. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that, they're gonna figure out kunai. Cool, they'll figure out maybe the first wave, but after he strategizes how he wants to put it on the battlefield, he's gonna put it on the battlefield.
I really like that strategy point.
The fourth wasn't putting as much work as the other on the war. I already talked about that. I just feel like it was Naruto show. It was focusing on the fourth's connection to how this all played out. There was a lot of stuff going on in that one. And then you said he's Edo Tensei. Yeah, but he used his Edo Tensei ability of coming back to life, bringing his body back, and it didn't come back. So it was things where he realized, oh shoot, I can't just run in there and just rush him because my arm gonna get cut off and it won't come back. So just because he was Edo Tensei, he didn't fight against anybody else except for the Jinchuriki of the Ten Tails. So of course it's not going to be the same because he's still trying to figure out what's going on, as well as learn about why he's the reason why the world is how it is, or how it turned out how it is. I mean, that's all I got as far as his rebuts. I mean, that's all I got.
Okay. Now, I like the strategy point of view. Okay. Yes, Minato can strategize during stressful situations, okay? I'll give him that. But once again, you're not strategizing against one person. You're strategizing against 6. All 6 have very odd and strange abilities. Now, Nagato has had years with working with the 6 paths of pain. For a matter of fact, he's so cold with the 6 paths of pain that people like Orochimaru, saying all these people are just fodder to him. Kakazu, the people that he went to go get, there was no hope. And you're talking about immortals and everything else. And he's just wiping them out. As well as Tub Beast. With no problems. Okay. So, now, let's go back to the strategy point. While Minato is dealing with a massive storm of things being thrown at him, Nagato is sitting calmly somewhere else watching everything go down and strategizing it from an outside perspective with the paths of pain. Yes, they're separated, but they're still one. Why do I say that? Because they all share one field of vision. They all see the exact same thing. All the focus and vision is coming through one central source, and all abilities are used outwardly through 6 different vessels. So, okay, yeah. Understand what he's saying, but there's a makeup there. So let me give you a scenario. Pain is a strategist. That's why he sets up the way that he does, period. Let's just do it like this. Let's give a scenario of how Pain would probably set up. Okay, he would probably start the first. We already know that he's going to call out his summons. If Diva Path knows anything about the 4th Hokage, watches the way that he moves, see how fast he moves, instantly he's going to start trying to formulate ways to protect certain things. Minato doesn't have the ability to see the entire battlefield at one time and everything that's going on, especially if you have 12 things as well as giant things coming at you all at once. It'd be very easy for one of them to slip away. If he decides to throw Chibok Tensei out, the gravity, if Minato's trying to warp out of that, the only thing he can do is go for distance. He can't go for anything on that battlefield. Say that he does decide to Shinra Tensei. I'm talking about Almighty Push, not the small one. The radius that this thing is going to ring out at is going to repel anything from even moving in towards this barrier that is constantly pushing outward. Once again, you're looking at a retreat. If he does decide to cloak himself until Minato either A, burns out chakra or does whatever, and then next thing you know, here comes the Diva Path Pain showing up when you're nice and tired from dealing with an insane amount of stuff. Gravity control, reincarnation, all that. Once again, people can say that this man can beat Pain, but you would have to create a scenario based off of a daggone their perfect situation for him to do it. Just simply due to we are talking about somebody with godlike abilities: offensive, defensive, chakra, and the element of surprise with an outside strategic view and a shared inside strategic view, and the ability to attack from above.
I really like the way he summed that up, and I'm gonna tell you why. Look at the camera. Look at the lens. I'm gonna tell you why. He said that it has to be the perfect scenario for him to actually win, and I think that really is kind of the point. Number one, Pain is still ridiculous. He said he was wiping out immortals, or at least letting them know, hey, I'm the man. So come roll with me. So we can make something happen. And that's accurate. I mean, Kakazu, Kisame, Orochimaru, Hidan. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff that he's able to do that just puts a lot of people to shame. There's only a couple things about that I can dispute. Number one, Naruto beat Kakazu. I know he had a team overall, but his sheer creativity, he would have gotten it by himself if it wasn't for the Rising Shuriken not working the first time. You know what I'm saying? So Naruto beat Kakazu. So it's not like about, oh, Pain is the one who can do all of these. You're right. And then Shikamaru's genius killed Hidan. Like, these people can still be beat one-on-one. It's not like, they're just, whatever. But Pain did it pretty much effortlessly from what it looks like. So I'm not downing Pain. Pain he's my favorite villain. You get what I'm saying? So my point about it is that I understand what he's able to do, and it's not about who has who has more abilities. The reason why we talk about the fourth verse of these people is not just because, oh, he has Flying Rasen. It's because he's able to strategize. And the stuff that he's able to do, the Rasengan that he has is still ridiculous. It's still ridiculous. It's still ridiculous. So all of these things, oh, he has this. A lot of people don't need to have 100 jutsus to win a fight, especially when you're a strategist. And I know Pain is a strategist also. At the end of the day, he's done a lot of things smart, and he even has a formation for how they stand. So there's a lot of stuff that they're doing that is right and smart and strategic and showing his genius. My point is that there's a couple of things that really go hand in hand. You mentioned that Jiraiya got his arm blown off by the one who punched him. This is the fact, all right? And this is why it will be a good possibility for him to beat him. And I like the way that you said that it had to be a perfect scenario, because at the end of the day, you have to be near perfect to beat Pain. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that he's going up against somebody who's easy. When it talks about being delusional, the fourth Hokage fans, there is a good chance that Pain still wins. There is. I'm not saying that there's not. I'm saying that the fourth also has a good chance to win because of a lot of things. Number one, you was talking about, oh, he's not gonna he doesn't have the eyes on the battlefield, right? But he can do shadow clones. You know what I'm saying? He can still get around it. So it's not just, oh, this and that. He can strategize about this fight in different scenarios. He can summon the frogs. He can do a lot of the same things that Naruto was doing, and still have talking about he can't fly, but he can throw a kunai up in the air and he can warp to the sky. So he can do things that I don't understand how that's even disputed. He can do things that will help him counteract. Right, but I'm just saying he can do things that still can counter things, even though it's just, oh, it looks obvious from one point. If you take it from a different perspective, it's not really that obvious, because there's a lot of things that can be done on that battlefield. For example, you was talking about he was gonna get hit. Jiraiya got hit and his arm blew off. Naruto got one of those rods put in him. All of these things that he can do to him. The reason why it's not going to be as effective as it would be anyone else is because his reaction speed and the fact that he can literally disappear from right in front of him. So talking about, oh yeah, he can go ahead and do this to him. Guess what? Once he disappears, once he teleports away from that person, not only did he learn that person's ability, but now he's able to know, okay, this is how fast this person is, or this is how fast this particular body is. And once he attacks the guy in the back, with no one else looking at him, and they also react, he figures out the fact that their eyes are connected. Like he's able to able to strategize things because of the placement he puts himself into. So yes, it has to be a perfect situation. He literally has to not really get hit. You know, like the immediate touch might be something, and then he warps away in time to not feel the full impact. Like he literally has to not take a full hit. And I don't think that is saying too much, that it's possible that he can make that a possibility. So even though he can Shinra Tensei anything away, like you were saying, that's true. But he has a timer behind it too. So that's still a thing that will also be a potential to figure something out. Saying the smoke bombs won't help is not accurate, because it will help. The more smoke bombs you have, the cloudier you have the situation, the more you can spread around the battlefield. Like there's things that you can do. Oh, well, he only has a certain amount of kunai, only has a certain amount of smoke bombs. We're talking about a guy who can teleport, grab the things from his house, teleport back, and get all the tools he needs. Like it's not that difficult to imagine that aspect of it.
Every time he teleports back, how many times is he going to teleport back to his house and come back? Because that's going to be a lot to handle that much. And one, you say he could throw a kunai up in the sky. Whenever Pain did the Shinra Tensei, do you know how high in the sky he was? For him to throw a kunai way up there.
Okay, so
I'm just saying that.
Just to respond to that, I mean, this is why I feel I'm winning this, because his logic is like so simple. If you think about it, throw a kunai in the air, you warp to the kunai, you grab the kunai, you throw the kunai again. You can warp to he can go as high as he actually wants to technically go. And I know that is a hack.
With giant pterodactyls flying around and everything else.
My point is that I'm saying he has a lot of abilities. He also has shadow clones he can do too. He has the summons from the toes. Like there's a lot of stuff that you're failing to.
He's literally said the same 3 jutsus: summon the toads, shadow clones, Rasengan.
You're saying the same thing too. He literally just said, with all these summons flying around, how many times have he said that? You're gonna have summons. I understand that, but he also has summons, just like Naruto has summons. I'm just pointing out that there are things that can be done in the ways of the 4th Hokage to win this fight.
Okay, I'll give you that. And like I said, that has to be a perfect scenario. For Pain to win it, it doesn't have to be a perfect scenario. For one, going into the fight, Pain's got the trump card. The 4th Hokage literally, if Pain fights this fight anywhere close to smart, having the god abilities of Shinobi in the Naruto verse, with the highest chakra count being an Uzumaki. Not fighting against 1-on-1. You have a possibility of fighting 15-on-1 or 15-on-4. Invisibility, flight, gravity control. You talk about tearing up all of the terrain. Yeah, he can go home and come back. He can do that. Yeah, I'll give you that. But all I'm saying is, yes, he does have a chance to win. But the way that people speak about the 4th Hokage, in a sense, and giving him almost like an automatic, like it should be a close fight here. You're talking about somebody who's daggone near the Sage of the 6th Pass. Why do people elevate this man to that level in any scenario? You're talking about, yeah, I mean, you might as well take the rinnegan and say that, saying from the beginning of Naruto that there's been plenty of people who's already displaying power sets that's above that. This is a staple of the show. This is something that's very, very special. This is something that's very, very unique. This is something that belongs to their Messiah. That's the way this is looked at. And yet, they found a way to place Minato even over top of that. Not find, because there's a scenario that could be created, but I would say, more than likely, that's not the way that it would play out. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm done. That's my last point, because I feel like my points are exhausted. And once again, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. Let's go.
Alright, it's the last rebut because it was the last round he started it. I finished it. So he was saying that the rinnegan has crazy abilities. You're putting him over those amount of abilities. Just because you have crazy amounts of abilities doesn't mean you're gonna win every fight. It's just that simple. That's the truth in life. Just because you have super strength doesn't mean you're gonna win every fight. Bruce Lee didn't win every fight. So, and Bruce Lee was the GOAT, like for real, kind of. But this is my point.
Put words in my mouth.
Obito, you did say that. You said it. Anyway, Obito.
He got beat against Naruto, and I agree that he should have.
Obito. Do you understand how many abilities Obito has? Do you understand how many abilities Obito has?
Where are we talking about?
Do you understand? Do you understand how many abilities he has?
He's got a lot.
He has a whole lot of abilities.
Yeah.
He even has the ability to do
Wood style. Yeah.
He has the ability to do genjutsu. He's able to do so many things.
Mm-hmm.
He has these Sharingan.
He's able to do wood style teleport.
He's able to do so many things and still lost his fight. So it's not about, oh, he has so many abilities. The fourth, figure stuff out fast. He finishes the fight fast. That's his goal. I'm not saying it's gonna go fast, but he's gonna make it as fast as he can because he knows that he's facing 6 different people.
He's facing more than that.
You know what I'm saying? Like people, he's only facing 6 people.
Yeah.
Right? So
well,
yes, it might be
worse. But go ahead.
But my whole point is that those summons are blind. They're mindless though. They're not really.
No, they have renegades and they share vision.
They're mindless though.
They're not mindless.
What I mean is that all they do is coming to attack you in brute force, like So it's not really like, oh, they're gonna be doing some crazy stuff. You just gotta make sure they don't hit you. Dodge that one. It's not really. They're not that as much of effective as they are because they are annoying and they are going to pester you and they are going to catch you off guard.
You can ride on them and control them. You can be inside of them and control them.
I understand. I understand all of that. I understand, but as far as them by themselves, they're really mindless. They're not really. They're just going to attack you and become pressure that you just don't want. They're going to be inconvenient, is what they're going to be. So talking about they have all these abilities, whatever. Sure, that doesn't mean you're going to win a fight. He says he's fighting against Sage 6 Paths. Basically, with because he has a rinnegan, but he's not fighting against a single being with all of these abilities. He's fighting against watered down versions of that ability. They only have one path each. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you run up on one of them and you can get Shimmer Tenti, you can get all these other things. No, you can get whatever that person has. Some of them aren't even really that skilled in taijutsu because once you single them out, Naruto singled out that one. And it was a sitting duck. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they do. Naruto just whop, night night. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's crazy to think that you would put Pain on the same level as Nagato just because they have vision of the whole battlefield. Matter of fact, Nagato, somebody came up in Nagato to hit him with something, and he just absorbed it without even really looking at him. He didn't put his hand up. He didn't do nothing. He just absorbed him. Absorbed it. So Nagato, in my opinion, is going to be way more of a difficult fight than Pain because I feel like Pain can be separated. He can be put in a situation where you can pick him off. You can pick off some of the abilities here and there. You can't pick off those abilities with Nagato. He always has them. Either way it goes, I want to give you guys a breakdown. So let me know if you want one in the comments below. We're going to have to agree to disagree because at the end of the day, he kind of agreed with me that there's a possibility for him to beat him, and I understand. I'm not saying that Pain is gonna just come in there and be like, oh, the fourth Hokage, I'm dying. I understand that it's gonna be a hard fight. It is. If you say it's not gonna be a hard fight, you're literally downplaying the fourth Hokage. It's going to be a hard fight. It is what it is. But that's my take on it. You got any last words?
Yeah, 2 things. 1. I never said Pain was on the same level as Nagato. I said that he's above the fourth Hokage. That's 1.
So you said he's going against the dojutsus, which you're putting Nagato and Pain in the same level because you're saying, oh, it's the dojutsu, but really the dojutsu user is the actual powerhouse, not just the one.
And the dojutsu user just happens to be the same person controlling the 6 paths outwardly. But ultimately, still, Nagato, I feel yes. He's more powerful than Pain. I do.
We agree on that.
But I don't feel like the fourth Hokage is more powerful than pain.
There's not just to be
do I
powerful.
do I believe that?
Smart enough to
I'm not done yet. Do I believe that pain can whip everybody? Never said that either, because like I said, I agree with him getting beat. I put it like this: you take Katsuya with all of Pain's information, give that to Minato. That one slight difference, where he actually knows what's going on. Okay.
I think the fourth one's that much easier.
Then you change the ball game to make it an actual close battle. I don't think that all of a sudden he's gonna murk him.
I think that's for another day, because I don't think that's gonna be even close. I think that once he learns the abilities, he learns the abilities,
because the fourth Hokage is the god of Naruto. He can whoop anybody.
No, but once he learns his abilities, think about that. With your speed and your already awareness of what's going on, it's just, and you're going into the fight knowing. Oh man,
that's almost like
man.
The fourth Hokage. He went up against 1,000 ninjas. He didn't. There was 1,000 ninjas on the battlefield whenever the retreat came, but by the time he got there, there was 50. Not 1,000, 50. Okay, so they amped this dude up.
Check this out. 50 people. He talks about, battlefield vision. Oh, you can see the whole battlefield. 50 people is 50 people. Which means somebody's getting murked. Hey, somebody's murking us right now. I just saw 10 of our dudes just get whooped. Guess what? You just communicated to all the remaining people that somebody's whooping you. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to stop it.
Look.
They're going to be like, where is he at?
He had a platoon behind him, and he told the platoon, hey guys, throw all these kunais out there and I'll take care of the rest. So, that's a hack. It don't matter. They don't need to do anything.
People left. He's talking about a platoon of people. We had 4 dudes. Hey, you guys, I got him hurt. Throw these kunai. Game over.
Okay.
Let's go, bro.
Pain did that to the whole Leaf Village.
I give you
to the whole Leaf Village.
I give you that was a really good debate. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed your points.
I did too.
I think we agree to disagree, but I enjoyed it.
I think he agrees with me for real. He just can't say it for the simple of the debate. That's how I'm gonna take it.
This is my thing. I'm gonna take it. Whenever you're biased about something, like when you if you're a prosecutor, whatever. When you're a lawyer, you have to be on the defense or the offense.
Exactly.
You're gonna be biased toward the situation that you have.
It's the name of the game, baby. It's the name of the game.
At the end of the day, I can have points for the fourth. I can have points for Pain. It's just whoever. If we split it up and we put Pain against the fourth, I'm gonna try my best to beat the fourth.
Keep that same energy. That's what makes it good.
Even if it's difficult for me to, because I'm going to be thinking. You heard my breakdown before. I'll be thinking about, okay, so this could possibly happen. So it's gonna be difficult, but I'm gonna try my best to make it work, at the end of the day. So I appreciate you, my brother. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you stick around Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Friday we draw. Well, we have drawings. We want you guys to vote.
Catch the council.
So if you haven't been around, you need to go check out the other videos that we have drawings on. Go back to those. Vote for us. We appreciate it. Subscribe, hang out, and like the video if you liked it. Sorry for stuttering. But that's all we got for today. Anything you gotta say, Lup?
This is Aaron.
We out.
Peace. I thought you was gonna say this is Mark. And it was gonna be all we out. But yeah.
This is Aaron.
This is Mark.
Wait, what? You're Aaron. You told me.
You took mine.
Go.
Yeah. This is Aaron.
This is Mark. And we the council.
Holla at me.
Okay,
we got it.
And we out.
Yeah. We out. No, I'm gonna leave that in there like
that's gonna be funny.